Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MTG Sin Senpai. I know it's been kind of a hot minute since I've recorded a video. Just life and being busy, it's a little hard to keep up, so I do apologize. But Bloomborough, or not Bloomborough, is over. Recently, we just did the Duskmourne pre-release. It is now over, and these are all the prize pack that my wife and I earned this particular weekend. Unfortunately, I did not go 4-0 on my own, but my wife did go 4-0 on her own. So congrats to her. And we did do a two-headed giant event as well, and we went 4-0 for that event as well. So I did technically get to 4-0 once this weekend, but unfortunately not by myself. But regardless, this particular set has been a lot of fun. The flavor of this set has been absolutely amazing, and there's just a lot of cards that we can possibly pull. At this point, I have pulled the one card that I want from this set, which is the 10-1, the Mind Shrieker or Mind Shredder. Mind Shredder, I think is what it's called. Regardless, the one that's 10-1 that negates the damage that you deal to opponents and makes each of your opponent mill cards instead. So regardless, these are the prize packs, and let's start getting into these bad boys. So I'm going to start ripping into these now, make a couple of stacks here, and then I will still go ahead and get started. So I do got to say, this set has been an absolute blast to play. I did do my best not to try and spoil myself for the set, and I got to say there's been a lot of just amazing cards. So going to try and get, there we go, that's a better angle. Got our foils. These lands look bloody amazing, and the ones in foil look super good as well. Set the lands to the side, and we got ourselves our first rare, which is a Rip Spawn Hunter, and our first pack is a double rare pack. So we got ourselves, the Ghostbuster and the Red Shieldred that doesn't gain you life, but just straight up does damage to your opponents. And then we got our commons and uncommons. And so with these being the Japanese packs, they're going to be in the reverse order. And then commons and uncommons, I'm just kind of blasting through them. I'm sure we're not here for the commons and uncommons. We're here for whatever money pulls we can pull out of these. And once again, Wizards, you do us wrong. I'd rather have the art cards because at least the art cards look pretty. There's no need to put these advertisements saying, play Magic on mobile, because we already do play Magic. I mean, come on. You got enough money from us. So we get our rares, our land. We got Nashi. And then we got commons and uncommons. And then, yeah, just going to kind of blast through those. If you see anything, or as far as I know, I don't think there's any particular commons and uncommons that are worth a bunch of money. If there is anything, I'm sure I will totally forget about it and just set it to the side. But that is what it is. Got ourselves an Enduring Innocence, rare for this pack. And then I love just the flavor of everything. It's been a lot of fun with this particular set. The only issue I have to say with a lot of Magic's new, just the way it approaches all the cards, there are so many different triggers on the stack nowadays that as a player, it's hard sometimes to just pay attention to every single thing that happens all at once. It's just absurd, honestly, because it's like there's a lot of players at even they mentioned during the event it was their first time playing it in person, and then they played arena all the time. But then they had to mention that arena kind of holds your hand and does everything for you, like it lets you know about a trigger going on the stack, or it lets you untap all your cards. It just everything. It just does everything. So with that being the case, it makes it it's very easy. Oh man, I keep mixing that up. Very easy for a player to just completely miss their particular stacks or triggers. Another double rare pack, which is pretty sweet. I'm a big fan of that. Actually, I think that's my first demonic console, which is essentially just demonic tuner, if I remember correctly. It's demonic tuner if you have delirium, which delirium is not that hard to get, especially if you're playing like commander and stuff like that. That's actually something that's pretty sweet. I think it's pretty sweet. So I have a feeling that that's definitely something that might see some at least commander play. Value wise, we'll see what it does. Ooh, getting one of these in foil is super good. Just the fact that it's black enchantment removal, that's pretty sweet. So we got one of those. The chainsaw. I love this card. It's absolute, and it's just great. I even had points where I didn't have it equipped and I just kept on blowing up the field and just making everything die, and it had so many counters. And so, with that being the case, it did not get to be threatening on a creature just yet, but just the fact that they had the impending possibility of equipping and then just swinging for some massive, ridiculous damage on like even a 1/1. I think it got to a point where it had, if I remember correctly, I had 13 counters on it. So yeah, it got ridiculous. Got ourselves another Nashi, so our first double rare or duplicate of the rares of this particular batch. Did get my hands on a fair share of fun mythics. A lot of my kits, I did get lucky, and I was blessed that I had at least a couple that had double mythics. Not everyone that did I have a mythic, but when I did get a mythic in my kit, it was a double mythic pack, and they were pretty solid mythics, so I was able to play with that. That's pretty beautiful. And then this is like, I'm going black if I was playing these. At first I looked at this, and when I did that, I'm like, oh boy, look at that. That'd be a damnation right there. And what's fun is, fun fact, the Sunday was my birthday, and one of my regulars was kind enough to gift me one of these for my birthday as well. So I have two damnations. And fun fact, the one that my friend gave me for my birthday, it was the first damnation I've ever owned. So that's fun. That's awesome. So I got myself another damnation. That's pretty freaking sweet. So I guess I'll put one away as kind of like a commemoration card for just the fact that I got one from such a nice friend. And the other one's just going to go, I guess, into a commander deck or something. We'll figure it out. It's pretty sweet. I gotta say, one of the creepiest cards of the set. Those are spiders, and God, it's just terrifying. But the card itself, we'll see if it actually does anything. The fact that the ability to to sacrifice it and make the 2/2 spiders, you can only do at sorcery speed. I feel like that makes it very restrictive. If it did not have it at only sorcery speed, I feel like it would have been way better. But because you can only do it at sorcery speed, that's kind of I feel like it pulls from the card a lot. That's interesting. I don't think I've had a double foil pack before. I don't think I have. That's my first time ever seeing a double foil pack. So there's that. That's interesting. Huh. Good old Marvin Murderous Mimic. So this card, amazing infinite combo potential in Commander and other formats. In Limited, you have, I think, all of 4 different creatures that you could possibly have an activated ability that it can copy. One of them being the Twitching Doll. Another one being another mana dork for 2 mana. I forget the name of it at the moment. It's an uncommon. And then there's the Jolly Balloon Man. And then there's another doll that like you pay 1, tap it, and give target creature with power 2 or less unblockable. As far as I recall, I believe that is every creature that has an activated ability. So it's kind of nuts. So I feel like it's not that great of a card. But Screaming Nemesis is an amazing card, and I'm going to slot that into a fun old, what's it called? There's a deck I'm planning on building with the OG cards that had that effect. Like it was Boros Reckoner, going to have Brash Taunter, Stuffy Doll, the good old original. I know there was a uncommon from one of the Ravnica sets that did the same effect as well. Oh, is that a foil rare? I think that's a foil rare. That's pretty sweet. So that's our first foil rare right there. Oh no, that could go in this pile. Got ourselves a Swamp, then Volrath's Lair, so we got ourselves another double rare pack. Fear of Burning Alive, amazing card for for Two-Headed Giant. And this was one of those cards that whenever I was going into the Two-Headed Giant, I was hoping we would pull a couple, but we pulled none. But luckily we did pull Fear of Burning Alive. And man, dealing 8 damage to your opposing team and burning 2 of their big butt creatures is pretty brutal. But yeah, this particular set has been an absolute blast. And I definitely will be having a lot of fun. I'm also planning on, I am brewing some ideas for my decks as well. Got ourselves a Ghost Vacuum. This card is busted and limited, I feel. Especially if your opponents don't waste a removal to get rid of it. You just keep exiling cards from graveyard or exiling creatures and making something ridiculously big. And man, that is super shifted. That's crazy. And then another commander deck that I'm looking to build. Man, I gotta stop myself at some point. At some point, I want to, just let go of cards. But until that bug goes away, I'm going to keep on brewing. But there's there's a 5-color legendary enchantment slash rooms matter commander, and it's a buddy of mine hooked me up and gave me his promo variant of it. So that was pretty sweet of him, and so I'll definitely be doing something with that. Ooh, we got ourselves another double rare pack. We got ourselves another special guest card. Hallowed Hauntings. My first time seeing this. As long as you control 7 or more enchantment creatures you control have flying and vigilance. When you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit crawler. Ooh. Well, I might as well put that into my that door deck just because it's going to be a door slash enchantment matters deck. Because the way the commander reads, it plays off of. I forget the first effect. It's something about like you reveal the top so many X cards of your library. You put all enchantments revealed that way and put it into your hand. If I recall, that's exactly what it did. I'll have to double check myself. I'll look into it. Enduring Vitality, the new Cryptolith, right? I really like the cycle of cards. I gotta say, my personal favorite one's gotta be the red one though, just because I already run. I think it's Ogre Taskmaster or something like that. It was a 4-mana creature that had the same effect where whenever a creature enters your side of the battlefield, it gets +2/+0 and hasten till end of turn. So just the fact that we have a cycle of enchantments that do the same effect that is initially a creature, and if you don't exile it, when you kill it, it comes back as just an enchantment. It's kind of nuts. Ooh, my first time getting the spider token from that creepy doll card. That's actually a pretty sick looking spider, and it's the eyes. Got ourselves another foil rare, Waltz of Rage. I'm kind of sleeping on that one, but we'll see. Oh, this card. I like this card a lot. That card advantage, and then just getting it's an on curve or on value, I guess. 5-mana 6/6 flying demon. Yeah, this card's nuts. And even if you're only able to do the drain and gain the one time with the demon in play, and then your opponents remove the demon, that's already 2 life in your favor, 2 life against your opponent. Just a powerful enchantment, I feel. It's got to be one of the best rooms, personally. Got another island, and man, another Nashi. Like, the concept of the card is neat. I am interested in it. But myself personally, I'm not a big fan of the self-mill in Limited, especially because there's just so many, like, there's a couple, like, just mill strategies, especially, like, in Limited. Like, if I got the Mind Shrieker, or Mind Shredder, I keep saying Shrieker for some reason, I think it's Mind Shredder, but if I got one of those, I'd obviously be building a mill deck. So if I myself am milling myself, and someone else is doing that to me, that is not fun to deal with. We got ourselves the Comeback Wrong. I like this card a lot just because, especially if you destroy something that has an amazing ETB or something like that, it's not only does it remove it from your opponent's side of the field, you get the triggered effects yourself. So it's actually pretty ridiculous. Alright, got ourselves our next pack. Another foil rare, Valgaroth. I think I said the wrong name earlier, but I like this land a lot. I feel like it's going to have some potential. My first time seeing this particular card. Enter Manifest Dread, then attach this to it. Death Touch and Lifelink. Wow, it's pretty neat. My first time actually seeing this card, and I've been doing a lot of pre-releases. It's the first time I've seen that. That's actually pretty sweet. I actually like that. I might run that in something. Oh yeah, and then commons. There we go. That's just, huh. I mean, the fact that the equipped creature gets Death Touch and Lifelink is actually kind of nuts. Like, obviously the equip cost is a little difficult depending on the type of deck you build, but I mean, it's not the worst. And oh, look at that. We got ourselves a Kaito, the one and only planeswalker in the set. And the only planeswalker that can ninjutsu itself into play. Oh my god, it's such a goofy card. I just it it's got a lot of potential. I feel like I know if anyone's doing the Demir thing, this is just a powerful card to play. I mean, it's absurd. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's just so much flavor. Oh, the flying 6/6 demon token. So that's my first time pulling one of those. Got ourselves a foil ley line. I think this has gotta be the least impactful ley line, especially for limited, just because I don't think you're going 5 colors. It's just better for you to stick to your 2 colors to play things. But I feel like that'll be doing things in other sets. Ooh, we got ourselves the alternate art Kona Rescue Beastie. This card is nuts, especially if you're able to attack and protect it. Yeah, talk about cheating something into play. That is wild. And the fact that you can put any permanent from your hand into play. I know I watched a video of someone doing the idea, and then after they attacked and it lived, they put like an omniscience into play and then played the rest of their hand. I'm like, wow, that is nuts. Just absolutely insane. Got ourselves a 2/2 horror token, foil, and we got ourselves another. Oh, now I forgot there was a other card that I wanted from this set. So we'll go back to the first one, the Overlord of the Flood Pits, and technically another double mythic pack because we got ourselves our signature guest or special guest, and this is one of the other cards I really wanted, and I got myself a signature or special guest expropriate. This is my first ever expropriate, so I have big plans for that particular card. I just haven't decided which deck to slot that in particular, but yeah, that is, oh boy, that is pretty sweet. I forget what expropriate was valued at, but if I remember correctly, a buddy of mine had mentioned it was like a $50 card prior to the reprint. So it may not be exactly at $50, but I'm sure it'll climb back up there, and especially with that being the borderless variant. Oh, we got ourselves a Balustrade Worm. This is going to go into my Worm Commander deck just because it's a 5-mana 5/5 Trample Haste Worm. Thing is ridiculous. And then we got ourselves our commons and uncommons. And I gotta say, of these prize packs, I am not disappointed. We've got ourselves multiple signature or special guests, and we got ourselves a handful of mythics so far. I didn't really pay attention and count them, but there's at least a handful. And we do have a few foil rares as well. Ooh, this, I think, is Little Shop of Horror reference. This card is nuts, especially if you can pull off that super delirium, essentially. Doubling all the counters that are placed on those creatures is wild. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think is absurd. And the fact that it's whenever it ETBs or attacks. So yeah, that's just crazy. Alright, keep on going. Got our foil, our rares, and mythics. Oh, here, speaking of the door chick, and then another double rare pack, so we got that. So she says, reveal the top 7 cards of your library, put all enchantment cards from among them into your hand, and the rest into the bottom of your library in a random order. So yeah, the fact that it's just enchantment based, on obviously all the rooms are enchantment stuff, then the fact that she can lock and unlock doors is actually pretty cool. So I'm definitely wanting to build around that. We got ourselves our red Shieldred, and then we got our commons and uncommons. But yeah, that it's just going to be an enchantress deck with a specific theme tied to it. So hopefully it's not too much of a headache for my opponents to deal with. And I mean, I'm looking forward to building it just because it's like, it's rooms. It's such a niche thing. Wow. Okay, back-to-back marinas. Sure, why not? And then we got ourselves our Altanek, hilarious Beetlejuice reference, because there's a card that's and I mean it's why it's called Altanek, the thrice called. And then we got there's a saying its name, I think, or say its name, and then it's a card that refers to exiling 3 copies of that card to get that particular card to your hand from your deck. So it's like, it's goofy, and the concept is, oops, knocking stuff over. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, but yeah, that is just, the flavor is amazing. It's a lot of fun, that cult throwback. Got ourselves a Silent Hall Scraper, or Screeper? And got ourselves commons and uncommons. And man, this is a lot of cards. At least it feels like a lot of cards. It's pretty much almost a booster box worth of packs, so it's pretty sweet. Just a couple more to go. That's a solid removal spell. Another silent hall screeper. Good old The Shining. Wow. Reference, my brain. Oh man, the Children of the Corn reference is hilarious. Orphans of the Wheat. Oh man, just the flavor and the callbacks to a lot of the cards in the set is hilarious. There was one uncommon, I saw it, I forgot to pause and mention it. My wife had pointed it out to me. It is a Blade reference from back in the day when Blade was originally released. It even like refers to vampires being not the scariest thing on it, which is funny. Is that another? Oh, that is awesome. So now I have two expropriate. Man, these prize packs did not disappoint. This is wild. Look at that. That is pretty sweet. Wow. Just wow, wow, wow. I don't think there's anything in this last pack that can top the things that we have opened so far. Like, holy crap. As far as I know, you can't pull the foil special guests from the regular play boosters, but man, oh man, these packs have been fire. So, I am glad to share this particular experience with you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get to open them during the event. I don't think I would have ran them during the event anyway, because it would have been a little bit too slow to do in 1v1. But man, my blue commanders are going to be enjoying some investments, that's for sure, or enjoying a couple of upgrades, that's for sure. So let's just go through our rares and mythics real quick, kind of sort them out real fast. Obviously, I got to count the special guests as mythics just because the pull rates on those are so small. And even though they're so small, I was able to pull so many of them in this particular opening in this random allotment of booster packs. So it's definitely pretty sweet. So counting our mythics, including the special guests, we got ourselves a handful here. So that's the Damnation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 mythics is definitely not a bad pull out of, I believe that was 30 packs if I counted it right before I started. But yeah, just going through the rares and rares again as well. We got ourselves a handful of duplicates, but there's not an absurd amount. The only thing I think I got more than double was the Nashi in this particular pool, but it's all good. I'm definitely not complaining. I'm super happy with everything so far. This entire pre-release was an absolute blast. Do look forward to my collector booster box that should be that video should be coming out soon. Also got my hands on a gift, not a gift bundle, but I got a regular bundle. I'm going to try and get my hands on one of those nightmare bundles for you guys so that you guys can see that whenever I open that as well. And then I do have a couple codes for everybody. Some of these are like the pre-release codes from the Bloomborough set. I actually was sorting through a lot of that stuff prior to doing this particular video, and I got a couple other codes as well. I do appreciate the incentive that someone has mentioned about trying to get more essentially engagement. I'm not at the point where I'm constantly able to respond, so for now I'm just giving out the codes, and I do definitely have a bunch more to give out. I do appreciate that input, you guys. I did read that. But for now, I'm just giving out these codes, and maybe down the line, whenever I have a little bit more time dedicated to the channel and just the videos, I'll try and do a little bit, trying to get more engagement. Just the fact that I know I've had people ask me in person about videos coming out, that's enough for me to do my videos. I'm not going to be changing up my procedure, let's say, I guess, for now. But I'll keep on putting them out as I can when I can. But for the people that made it to this point, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. For the guys and gals that watch the videos, thank you guys so much. I will keep on doing this, regardless to how things go. I do enjoy it. I love opening these packs, and just the fact that I have recorded proof that I open these packs, and then just the fun stuff that I can share with you guys. So thank you so much again. Do take the time to like, comment, subscribe. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. Whenever I get to 100, I'll try and do something special. I mentioned I'll try and give away a booster box. I'll try and stick to that. We'll see. But regardless, thank you guys again. I do appreciate you guys. Do take the time. Like I said, if you do comment, I do read them, and I'll try my best to respond to everybody as well. And yeah, that's everything for tonight. So thank you guys, and never forget, Senpai doesn't notice. Good night.